Hey, love bugs, and welcome back to the Alchemical Oracle. I'm Lo, your neighborhood psychic medium and overall witchy occult fanatic. And today we are going to lock in and we're going to be talking about spells. And I don't know, I feel like this is going to be a little bit more of a story time, but Santa Martha was like, you need to do a video because she wants me to start offering spells, y'all. So at the time of this video, you will find a link or something below, whether that's in my link tree or a direct link to my website where you can book your own magical working with me. So yeah, and today I'm just gonna teach y'all a little bit about my process and how I do that because I am I would call myself like an ethical practitioner, and I'm just one of those people where I don't like to fuck up people's life. So I like to make sure with the spirit that they fuck with what you want to do. Okay. So whenever I do a work for somebody, I'm gonna do some type of divination or channeling to talk to the ancestors, talk to the spirits around you, talk to my spirit sometimes to figure out, is it something that we need to take on? What exactly are the stipulations for you? Are you going to be consistent enough to allow that to come into your life? And what are some pitfalls, or is this the right time, or whatever, right? And whenever I'm doing a divination, it typically is just to consult the spirit. Because let's say, for example, like if someone comes to me because they want their ex back, and I'm talking to the spirits and they like, no, because we took that nigga away for a reason. Like, am I gonna do that work for you to bring somebody back into your life? Probably not. But if you wanna find somebody else who's better, then we could shake that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the case because I feel like I'm a reader for your highest timeline. Shit, I'm a practitioner for your highest timeline. So if you're trying to go back to your old timeline, you need to find somebody else. Okay. Um, my positioning is that I want to help people make their lives better and to get into a better position in life and to create a foundation that could literally support the life that you're bringing in. And a lot of people have a block, whether that's a block to knowledge, a block to understanding, a block to seeing what is available to you. That block has to be removed. But as it's being removed, it also needs to be processed, worked through. You need to have the revelations and the peel aparts from generational curses, things that people have done to you, working through trauma, because trauma blocks you. And depending on how you process trauma, you probably processing some other shit fucked up. Like I know when I was growing up, I was always heavily criticized about everything. So when it came into doing other shit, I wasn't able to take criticism well. You know what I'm saying? So one of the spells that I did to help my business, the first thing I had to do was to take criticism. And I'm still like working with that, but I'm not as bad as I used to be. I could at least hear it and be like, okay, let me process that. But I think that when it comes to seeing how something is going to affect your life and understanding that before you get into it is really important. And understanding how it works. So I'm gonna just go into a little short about how magic shows up in your life so that you could really understand when some shit is really working for you. Typically, when I do a work, the first thing that happens is that you have a bunch of revelations. Those are going to be things that are going to show you where your blockages are. You're going to have emotional upheaval. So what that means is you're going to be feeling a lot of shit. It's going to come up to the forefront and then it's going to dissipate. It's nothing really for you to sit down and analyze for real. It's going to come up. You're going to get a revelation. It's going to go away. And it's going to keep doing that until you get through whatever you need to get through at this specific time. Now, it's not going to come all at once. It's depending on the type of work that you're doing. Like if you're doing something for a job, maybe the thing is, okay, you filling out applications, but maybe you filling out the wrong applications. So it's going to be breaking through those barriers, or when people are offering you shit, that you're able to take it and do what you need to do with it, right? So it's that part. Um, so you're going to be pretty much going through some type of emotional upheaval. You're going to get revelation so that you can change your mindset. And then you're going to be faced with some type of fork in the road. I call these choosing a door, because whenever I do work for you, your road is going to be open, but one of those doors is going to be closed. Okay. So hold on, y'all. So like whenever I give y'all whenever you get the spell, it's going to bring you to a fork in the road. And one of the doors is going to be closed. The reason why the door is going to be closed is because that's the door that would have led you back around into the loop to where you want to be. But if you knock on the door, baby, that shit'll open. So what you do is you look at, well, what would I normally do? What's comfortable for me? Or what's comfortable for me is just to get this, is to do a bunch of work and not fill out the application, just be like, there's nothing better out there for me, right? Or to fill out applications sometime, you not following up, blah, 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 blah. I'm just using this example because if you are filling out hella applications, but you ain't getting no callbacks, then it's got to be something energetically that you are creating a block with, right? So the idea is, do you believe that that could really happen for you? And you're probably going to be faced with first that mental and emotional fork in the road for you to shift mentally and emotionally into that place. But then you're going to have to make a physical decision. Do I want to go there, or do I not? I want to go back over here and I want to relive the same cycle, right? And so when you effectively pick the right way, then the work begins to set in. I am a firm believer in free choice, but when it comes to works, spirit is very patient with people. And I think that's one thing to be diligent about. Like, I'm not a type of person where I'm like, I allow myself to go through different routes, but depending on the route that I take, depends on what do I need, and how long am I going to have to wait once I get to my destination to get the thing that I was wanting to be there to get, right? So if I'm ahead of schedule, well, why not go the other way so I could learn some lessons that's going to make it easier to do the thing that I need to do when I get to my destination early, right? So, for some of y'all, that might mean when y'all do a spiritual work to go somewhere, to have a different lifestyle or anything like that, you might encounter some people that's just full of shit on the way. And what that really is to teach you how to not succumb to their input, or not succumb to whatever thing that they're throwing your way. And it's to harden you, not to make you hard, but it's to toughen you up a little bit so that you don't get to your destination green as fuck, right? Like, if you want to be a great business owner, you want to be able to make 6 figures, 5 figures, whatever the case is for you, 7 figures. What you're going to have to do along the way is learn things. And I think some people think that when you do magic, that lesson goes away, or you're able to rush through it in some type of way. And the case of the matter is that where you typically may have took 10 years to learn some shit, you might do that shit in 2. You might do that shit in 6 months. You might do it in 2 months, depending on how difficult it is to get to that place for you, right? For some of y'all, it just was trial and error that was getting in your way. So bam, that was easy. Piece that shit apart and make it clean to you, right? But for some of y'all have lots of things to work through. So it might take a longer amount of time for you to get there, but it damn sure ain't gonna be as long as it originally was, right? And I think that's something that magic is helpful for. Now, I feel like simple shit like making sure that you get some income so that you can pay your bills, and, or if you want an apartment and that's what you're trying to do, cool. Most of the time, that's not going to take a long time. But when it comes to starting to set up foundations for your life, which is my favorite type of magic, the type of magic that you're not in a rush to get to, but once it lock in, you like, baby, that shit shaking, that is my favorite kind of work to do because I'm able to love into the spell to the way where your life is so seamless. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit just works so seamless. And it's like things just lock in for you. And I used to do this for people when I would do readings. Like when I read for people, I would read for them and be like, okay, well, if you do A, B, C, D, E, F, G in this order and you don't deviate from this path, this will lock you into your path. And that shit is gonna lock in. Like everything that you talking about, that shit is just gonna click into place. Because I know how the fucking shit works. You know what I'm saying? But when you got a work going, that thing happens exponentially faster because spirit is moving things into place for you at a higher rate because you in the car, baby. You in the car and the path is made. And a lot of the times, I think as practitioners, as spiritualists, as people who just in general need help, we have to tread our own path. We gotta fucking hack through the bush with a machete and shit. And how good would it be if you got a team with you that's building a path for you, that's in front of you, working out the path, that's treading the path, that's pulling the branches apart for you, holding things through, making sure doors is open and locking that shit in. It's literally like just, oh, yes. And y'all, like, to me, that is some fucking powerful shit. Okay, that is some powerful shit. And like, if you ever just had something lock in so good when it comes to a work, it worked. So that's just, my little tidbit. And then on top of that, y'all know I'm an arc mechanic. So when I'm doing work that is, constructing somebody's life, I'm also gonna assess your arc. Cause you can't be out here asking me to build some shit for you and your arc is jacked the fuck up. Cause we gotta fix that shit. Cause you can't be thinking that your life is gonna be on path if you driving in a hoopty. That hoopty gotta go because you got to align with your path. So your art got to be looking suited, booted, and corrected so that you can apply correctly, so that you're not doing things just because this is the way your arc work, that you're doing something, but that always leading you off path because that thing is broken. Like, let's just fix that shit, right? It's like if you got a busted tail light, you always having to drive around at night with your high beams on, blinding people. Well, yeah, that's cool or whatever, but you driving around with a certain type of anxiety, right? Because if somebody realize your high beams on, you could still get pulled over. You could still get a ticket. You know what I'm saying? So it's just little things like that put you in a different mindset, that put you in a different operating system that you're not supposed to be in, especially when it comes to your art. Like for some people, your arc is jacked, baby. So every time you get into a relationship, you start doing crazy shit. And then you be wondering why people be ready to up and leave your stupid self because of the way you acting. But you don't think nothing wrong with it because your family act like that. The people around you act like that. The people where you from act like that. But the person that you with is like, yo, that shit unhealthy and I don't want to deal with that. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a part of an art that needs to be worked on. You feel me? Because what you're doing is you operating in some tragic, traumatic stuff. And that gotta go. You feel me? So that you could level up into the space that you want to be. And a lot of people think that you could just be toxic going to where you want to go. And you can, but it's going to take you a minute to get there doing that weird shit. And sometimes you don't want to be doing that weird shit to get where you want to be. So if you about that shit, then get with it. Okay. Whew, y'all. I got to get up out of here because now I'm starting to talk like my daddy. So I love y'all. I hope that you tap in. If you would like to get a work with me, you'll find the link below. And yeah, let's lock in. Let's have fun and do shit different, Because that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to be generational curse breakers. We're here to surpass our glass ceilings. We're here to learn. We're here to be that motherfucking one. So while you over there staring at a crown, how about you pick this shit up and sit down? It's time to get to work. And I'll see y'all on the other side. Bye. Continue to move and grow with your highest I. Love you. Bye.